Hi, my fire signs. Melbell here with your April reading for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. If you're new here, thank you for visiting. And if you're returning, I really appreciate the support. I suggest that maybe you make yourself a cup of tea or some coffee. Find something that you like to multitask with, because I tend to be a little long-winded and the whole message is important. All right, so to start off with, I've already pulled a few cards, and I did see in the Self position the Death card. Now this card in this particular deck, which is the Light Seers Tarot, it's death and rebirth. But basically, death represents change, and anytime something dies, there's something new. There's always a birth associated. They always go together. And because the surrounding cards are very positive from what I'm looking at, and it seems like you are in the midst of change, and it's positive change, because the energy coming in is the World, completion, success. I'm also seeing like totality and wholeness, meaning feeling like all aspects of your life are vibing. So if you've had a little bit of a rough time in the recent past, or recent years even, if it's been a long stretch to now, a long stretch of challenges and issues, you can look forward to at least this month being a little bit of a reprieve, but a lot of action, a lot of things moving forward. This can also talk about getting a new car. It could talk about repairing a vehicle, things going better with your current vehicle. Maybe there's problems with it. This is also about balance, moving forward fearlessly, and just being in control of the reins, like knowing where you're going and having that single-minded focus that this is where I'm going and this is how it's going to go. So you may have encountered some uncertainty recently or currently. You can look forward to that changing in April. And in the challenge position is Ace of Cups. So if there is a challenge right now, and as far as new beginnings are concerned and change, it could be in your relationship sector. But you know, it's not always about romance. It's not always about romance. And you might not want that right now. And that's okay. You can draw the energy of love in to yourself and your life in ways that don't have to do with romantic love. This message is not a reflection on your current relationship. That's not what I'm focused on. But just saying your focus might not be on that. So call in love in different ways. If you need that energy, if that's lacking, it's important to sometimes do a self-assessment and see where you may be blocking things and where things are easily flowing, so that you know where to focus your attention on to unclog certain things. And so in the future, with the King of Wands, now this can be a person, but it's also an energy. And again, lots of action, courage. Check out Leo in the back here. So I feel like right in this month, there's so much energy. There's so much action. There's so much fire. Really is, it might have to do something with astrological transit right now with Aries. But I'm not an astrologer, so I'm not going to really expand on that. So you might want to look into it. But the Aries energy might be what is going to shift, what is shifting things for you right now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull from Denise Lynn, the Sacred Forest Oracle, and I most likely will read from the book on that. I just want to say, allow things to change. Don't hold on to what wants to be let go of. Don't regret what you're letting go of. If it's meant to be, it can circle back at a better time. And something better may replace it. So just know, if anything changes, it's for the highest good. It's for your best good. It is to get you to joy. It is not a situation where it's a challenge that you're going to have to face and it's going to be rough, yada, yada. It's more about clearing the way. It's more about paving the way to bring you to this space of wholeness. So I would bring that into your mind for April fire signs. Wholeness. What would wholeness look like in your life? What would bring you joy? Because I feel like wholeness and joy are interconnected. You know, when we are a whole, you can't help but have that surge of happiness and joy in your spirit, because all is well in my world, you know. This is funny, okay? Let me tell you why. Hummingbird spirit, joy, okay? I saw a hummingbird for the first time of the season. I just saw him this morning. And I think I called him a not so nice name. And it's because I tried to feed them last spring and they wouldn't come to my feeder. And so I have my chimes out and he came to the chimes to try to feed from the chimes. And I'm like, anyways, humming spirit joy. That's a very clear message for you that, you know, the hummingbird, let me give this hummingbird its moment, because hummingbirds are amazing. They are amazing because they can fly backwards, forwards, diagonal. They're the only birds that can change position in mid-flight. They are aerodynamic, and they have to beat their wings to keep their heart rate going so they don't die. Now I know they rest, they have to sleep, but that the wing flapping has a lot to do with the heart when it comes to them. And so this tells me, for this message for you for the month of April, that a lot of joy is going to be found in activity. It's going to be found in action. It's going to be found in doing things, getting things done with joy, doing things that you want to do as opposed to things you have to do. So embrace and bring in that hummingbird spirit into your everyday. Seek joy. Seek joy. All right. So, and I'm going to pull one card. Now, this is a very old deck. This is 20 years ago when I used to shuffle my decks like playing cards. So they're all bent. But this is my fairy oracle cards. And they wanted to come out, and I just want to pull one card as a closing message for you. Again, thank you for visiting. If you are still here, thank you for allowing yourself the moment to get this message and get it in its wholeness, in its totality. Okay, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire signs, fairies, what you got for us? It's right there. All right. Ooh. Okay, I dig her. I've always loved this card. So stand your ground. Stand your ground. What does that mean to you? I think that is definitely a message. I think that's you as well. So, you know, these tarot cards and oracle cards often have multi-layered messages. So it can mean stand your ground. It can also mean a person of authority who's going to come in and help you. It can mean both. It can mean more than that. It can be forward movement, getting things done, being given the reins so that you can do what needs to be done. It is about victory. It's about celebration. It's about, yeah, good times, y'all. So stand your ground. If you feel strongly about something, there's two sides, you know. Sometimes it's better to keep the peace, choose your battles, but other times you gotta put your foot down, and it doesn't mean that you have to be rude, you have to be mean, you have to cuss somebody out so that they hear you. We can do so in a graceful manner and still get our point across. And it's not about how you're seen by others. It's about having to lower your vibration to go there with somebody else. So don't go there with somebody else. Don't feed them your energy, because I think that is the one thing in April that I would say is important to keep an eye on, is stepping outside of yourself, as I like to call it, stepping outside of your character because of somebody else and how they made you feel, or what you need to check them. So make sure that you are not operating in ego, because that is not where you're going to find the joy. Okay. And lastly, is there any other message here? I feel like there's just a little bit. Yeah, with the hummingbird, also know that when you are moving and grooving and doing a lot of stuff, sometimes you can lose sight of your health and lose sight of your well-being. So make sure you're getting enough sleep, you're drinking enough water, you are eating when you're supposed to eat. Not talking about overeating, no judgment. I'm talking about not skipping meals. I'm talking about not being so busy that you forget to have lunch or things like that. Make sure you are taking care of your physical body in such an active month. When there's so much action going on, our brain kind of gets so involved in all these things that we can start to ignore the everyday important things that we do to keep ourselves physically primed for such things. So yeah, keep that in mind and take care of yourself this April, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and I will see you again next month. Bye.